Hello and welcome back to another video. As it is now the start of 2025, I thought I would look back over the last year and pick out my favourites in a few different photography categories. I did a video like this last year, so you can go check that out if you want to. I'll put a link to it here. But before that, I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who has subscribed or watched this channel in the past year. At the start of the year, I was on around 600 subscribers and now I'm over 1300, which is just absolutely crazy. And while it's not the largest amount of subscribers ever, it really is just crazy to me and it feels like loads. It truly means the world to me that people out there want to watch my content on a regular basis, and it's really nice of this community that I've created. I have regular commenters that just talk about random things in the comments or talk about the subject of a video or just share their opinions, and it's really nice. This is something I've always wished I'd be able to do, and it's just crazy that I'm actually able to do it. Anyway, now that that has been said, let's just get into my photography favourites of 2024. I'll be discussing my favourite digital camera from 2024, my favourite film camera, my favourite lens, my favourite film stock, my favourite photo book, my favourite shoot that I've done, my favourite shoot location that I've been to, and I'll finally finish it off with just some photos from throughout the year. So we will start off with my favourite digital camera, and this is a bit of a tough pick, but I think I'm going to have to go with the Fujifilm GFX 50S. Although I've had my ups and downs with this camera in 2024, it is still by far my favourite camera that I've used. I was thinking that this spot might go to my Fujifilm X-T4, but when I look back on the photos that I've shot with both of the cameras and the times that I've had with both of these cameras, I just much prefer the times and photos from the GFX in the past year. I've taken some lovely photos with the GFX in the past year, primarily my tattoo project that I've done for university. I just really like a bunch of those photos. I wish I was enjoying the camera as much as I was a year ago, but sadly I think my needs have changed and I think I'm just growing out of that really shallow depth of field, super high quality, amazing separation style. I think I just want to take meaningful photos that mean a lot to me, and the GFX, it's a bit difficult to do that when it's really just a one-trick pony. Well, the setup that I have with it is obviously I can get some different lenses and some different stuff, but if you actually want to see a video about when I talk about all of this, I'll link it up here or up there or wherever it will be. Anyway, all of that doesn't take away its rightful place as being my #1 favourite digital camera of 2024. Moving on, we now have my favourite film camera that I've used in 2024. There is only one camera that can be put in this place, and that is the Intrepid 4x5. I haven't really shot that much film this year compared to the other years that I've shot film. I've used probably under 10 film cameras throughout the whole year and probably only 5 film stocks. But the one camera that I've used a lot more than any of the others and enjoyed a lot more than any of the others is definitely the Intrepid 4x5. I've shot over 100 sheets of film with this camera in 2024, and that might not seem like too much, but considering that I'm not using this camera on a regular basis, I'm probably using it once a month or twice a month or something like that, it's kind of crazy to go through a whole, 4 boxes of film. And I even shot an entire yearbook for my university course with this camera. It was a difficult thing to do, but it was really rewarding. I am planning on picking up another film camera as soon as possible. I don't really have the money for it right now. I don't think I'm going to have the money for the foreseeable future, but I would really like to get another film camera again so I can shoot something other than my Intrepid 4x5. I think maybe a Mamiya 645 or maybe even a Mamiya RZ67 if I have the money. But for now, I am loving the Intrepid 4x5 and it totally deserves the #1 spot of, my favourite film camera of 2024. My favourite lens of 2024 is a bit of a tricky one because I could just say that it's the Mitikon 65mm 1.4 as it has helped me create some amazing images in the past year. But I think that would be unfair on another lens that I've used because I've used this other lens a lot more than the Mitikon. And without fail, the results are always good. And that lens is the Fujinon W 180mm f5.6 that I use on my Intrepid 4x5. It's a great lens with superb sharpness and it's just a flawless image, which I don't usually like, but I really like how it looks on this one. I also just find that the unique controls of a 4x5 lens or a large format lens or anything like that is really fun to use, and it just adds this fun factor to lenses that I don't really experience most of the time nowadays. It's sort of a no-frills lens, as it doesn't really have any crazy bokeh or any really weird rendering. It's just a superb lens that just guarantees good results anytime you use it, as long as you aren't being an idiot. Moving on to my favourite film stock of 2024, there is only really one option for this, and that is Ilford FP4. I found myself time and time again coming back to Ilford FP4 because I love the way the images come out of it, and it's a pretty decent price for what you get when you're buying it for 4x5. The low ISO means there is practically no grain whatsoever, which is really nice, especially with 4x5 negatives, and I like the contrast level on this film because it's not too much but it's not too little. Also, I said it's good value for money on 4x5. It's kind of similar to other films, but I just think that this film is a lot nicer than those other films in that same price range, and when you consider other 4x5 black and white films, this one is actually pretty good value for money. I've gone through 3 boxes of this film in 2024, which is quite a bit considering I don't shoot 4x5 all the time. It was the film that I used the most when I was shooting for my yearbook project, and it's also a film that I've just continuously shot over the past year. I still have a bit left and I'd love to shoot it soon, so if you want to shoot some 4x5 with me, let me know. There is literally only one option for my favourite photo book of 2024, and that's because it's the only one that I've bought. I'm not one of those people who buy photo books at every opportunity. Something really has to interest me if I'm going to buy a photo book. Whether that be the photos itself, or the photographer, or I'm just liking the project. And in this case, it's all 3. I really like the photographer, I really like their photos, and this project really interests me. So that's why I bought this book, which is Human Nature by James Popsis. Popsis? I don't know how to say his name. It's a project of his that I've been interested in for quite a long time. I think it was a couple years ago when he actually announced it, and I've just been excited for when the book comes out ever since, and it finally came out a few months ago, and I've just absolutely loved this book so much. It took bloody ages to arrive though. I think there was like some printing errors and stuff, but it was just well worth the wait, even if it was like a 3.5 month wait time from buying it. But it was just amazing. Literally, when I got this book, I opened it, took the packaging off, opened it all up, and I was just like, oh my god, this is nice. And I just sat there looking through it for like a couple days straight. But it's a really good book, and I highly recommend everyone to go check it out. It's really inspiring. I'm a portrait photographer, but looking through this book makes me want to take like landscape images, as I feel like I relate most to James Popsis's landscape images, since I don't like, the gorgeous landscape where it's just like, oh my god, this is so picturesque. I like the weird landscapes where it's like, why has that been there, or some stuff like that. So if you have any other book recommendations or any other photographer recommendations that do stuff like that, let me know in the comments, as I'd love to check out more photographers like that. Also, if you couldn't tell, I'm really ill right now. I've actually just had to use like a lethal amount of nasal spray, Lemsip and ibuprofen just to be able to record this video, and my head is spinning. Anyway, my favourite shoot that I've done this year isn't one that I exactly planned or organised, but it's one that I really enjoyed. It was just my graduation. I just brought along my X-T4 with me and just started taking photos of, as much stuff as I could, as it's just a really special time for me, my family, my classmates, my friends, everything. It's just all a special time, and I really wanted to capture a bunch of photos for this moment. So I done just that. I got a bunch of photos, and I'm pretty sure I will cherish these photos forever. My favourite shoot location of 2024 has to go to the Snowdonia area of Wales. Me and Jen have gone to Wales twice this year, and it's just been amazing each time. Well, the second time was a bit shit because the car almost broke down, but we still had a good time. But it's a place that I would love to go to more in the future, and I'd really want to get back up there as soon as possible. It's just a beautiful landscape with unique colours, and it's just such a nice place, and there's this feeling that I get when I'm there. I don't know how to describe it, it's just like bliss. It's so nice. It also just reminds me of Skyrim. It's just so similar, just like walking through the area near Whiterun, just that whole area. It's just, it's beautiful. Although the photos that I've got there aren't amazing, I just love the area, and it's just so nice being there. But that's the last thing I have to discuss for this video, so I'm just going to end it with a bunch of my favourite photos that I've taken in 2024. But this is also the last that you're going to see of me in this video, so if you want to check out those photos, then be sure to stick around. But if you don't want to, then I'll just say goodbye here. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.